Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wow. Welcome back to me clicking the wrong buttons. Really clicking the wrong buttons. I'm Petter. Here I am. And welcome back to Malts Meeples for more gameplay of the 7th Citadel. I reset up the table, which you kind of saw there for half a second, from last time, and we're ready to continue this prologue experience. I did see, and I recommend checking out, that besides the beginning, Meet Me at the Table picked Datacom's Awakening. So, if I check it out over here on YouTube, need to see any comments, any suggestions as for which one I should play. No comments yet. Some thumbs up, so thank you for the thumbs up, people who gave them. Let me know which one of these two I should play. The Final Throw-In, theoretically, maybe could be tougher, and then Drums of Desolation. So I'm leaning towards Drums of Desolation, just because then I'll be playing a different one than Meet Me at the Table. And I love Meet Me at the Table's content, so I'm going to watch that video. Bernd and Colin, this one's particular, Bernd playing through it, phenomenal job with their stuff. Way more professional and cleaner looking than mine. But that means that I can experience two of them in kind of a single playthrough sitting. Let's get down to the table, and you can see our map and where we kind of left off. At this point in time, I'm debating if I'm just kind of blitzing through some of this area. And I think I'm going to have Arthur flip nothing to flip this. Flip this. You have picked up a malleable wire. It may come in handy. Actually, that really does, because I can then move with her back up here. We're going to leave Kasich down here because remember, he's carrying our good old friend Taja here. And Taja is a dead weight. Taja is slowing him down. But right up here, I have something where I can discard this. And I do need to look up, I want to look up the keyword discard. I'm pretty sure, that's not my rulebook. Pretty sure that means it's just getting tossed aside for good. They have their discard, put an action or an adventure or exploration card into the past. However, because of this now, I need 3 stars on 2 cards. I can draw more than that. But with this one, it now allows me to add an additional card to that. 3, and then if I pull cards with that class icon on it, that gives me additional help. I'm going to pull 4 cards here, looking for 3 successes. there's 4 successes. So, because this one gives another one, however, this one is now lost into the past. I've used it, and this one says the door swings on its hinges with a creaking sound. And replace it with a number 31. It says 31. There is only one additional 31 card. Drop this one into the past. And this is one of the gold-back cards. You only go to the gold-back cards once you've experienced the other ones. You push open the door to the storage room, where an earthy damp stench fills the air. Several shadow weeds give off a pale light blue glow. So, I can advance into there, and well, now I can consider what I want to do. I think I want to look up here, which tells me just grab card number 30. In a most military fashion, the overseer Okay, yeah, it says 30. The overseer is a former legionnaire, after all. A few iron tools are organized, on a rack. Sieves, baskets, and buckets hanging from the wall as well. And so I can take a 39 card. And I want to verify, maybe it's on the back of this one. Somewhere on here it's telling me something about a number. Okay, so basically sometimes you might be able to interact with something a few times, which in this case I can. I actually have a carrying capacity of 3. Well, a max weight of 7 and carrying capacity of 3. So this one says it's 2 weight. I'm going to do it again. 1 weight and 1 weight. So we have our max that we can carry here, because they don't have more hand symbols than that. So that's actually pretty solid. Slide this up this way. And now I can continue exploring. That cost me nothing to do, so I just want to do this until I grab them all. Let's rummage through a drawer here. Looks like I can find the proper description of that. And second, 42. Several barrels stand against the wall. A number of full hemp sacks lie on the floor. So we could climb on this barrel. If we do, then well, then it's an option for us. However, it might be a chance to get more stuff. And as I look at it, I'm debating if it's worthwhile. Because that potentially could be a negative for me there. That's a climb check. I'd love to have him come and climb. But, again, that's 2 moves. But I can't carry anything more with Arthen, so that's kind of the catch-22 that I'm in right now. Do I want to continue pushing it, or is it better just to wait? Or not even wait, just leave it behind there. Because at this point in time, like, my goal is supposed to just be get on out. There's one more thing I can check here as well. I can't remember. Have we done the 36? I don't know that we have. So I may... Let's move over to Kasich here for a second and see if we have a 36. You prepare to enter the cell when your nose picks up on a stench that you know too well. Your eyes dart around the room just to see for yourself. A branch of a gigantic jackfig fruit has fallen onto the cell. Several of the fruit have burst on the floor, releasing a powerful musky fragrance that makes you nauseous. As you back out in search of fresh air, the heady smell fills your body and mind with unexpected vitality. Immediately after this is revealed, each character on the active player's terrain may return their "You Are Exhausted" card. So that goes away. As, I believe, does that. That's an immediate effect. We'll just leave it sitting there. Oh. Did I not? No, I did have this one. It was a wire, which means that when I revealed that, I should have put out card 26. So, we're going to have a combat down there. Let's move for a card and move for a card because we have all our weaponry here. So you can see there's a little sword symbol right here in the corner, which tells me it's that type of thing. I have these 2 cards which have swords. We're going to use this one. And to give you an idea of how this one works, during the result step of the action, the player may take the successes shown no more than X. Where that's in there. I need to get 3 successes. I need to actually do a quick refresh on combat. That was the one thing we didn't get to. So, let's see where we have a chained event like that. Gear up. So select the gear. Determine the cost. So how does this one work? Should have really refreshed myself a touch more on this before we started. My apologies for that. And my nose is itching a lot. exploring. So it looks just like a fairly normal check. Normal check. Flight. During the gear up stat, return the card that shows so I could just run from him. Because I would need one success. But it is just a consequence here of... Need to remember what that one is for sure. So I can take one skill card to my hand and discard two. It's not the end of the world. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens here, see if it works or not. 5. This is safe. I think there's almost no chance. So let's just draw 2 cards, see what happens. I could get 2. That won't be enough. Oh, my hand size is full. Let's discard that and do 2 more cards. So then I took the negative consequence there. That doesn't really stop this action. It just means I have the negative consequence, and then I would continue on it. So okay. All right, all right. Okay, so I think actually it's more accurate to say that I hit for 2 on him. He's down to 1. I get to continue. I'm just going to take 1 card. That's safe. Take that out. And I can take 1 to hand. I'm actually going to do that one. But now we're on to the second part of this combat. That's chained. So I'm going to shuffle this up because I need to get some cards back. I still have my hoe. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to take 12 back, which means I spend 6 life points, which takes me down to 13 remaining life points. Shuffle back my deck together here. And I'm going to draw 3 cards. We roll. That's there. I did get a flight. Flight and nothing else. I guess I could have assigned that to then be able to do these 2 cards. So that is a 1, 2, 3. Take him down to 1. I can keep one of the cards. That one. I use this so it goes away, and I take 2 damage, going down to 11. I may not be doing this 100% right, but then I'll flip over the minimum I have to. 2, 3, I got that. That's safe. Here's another success. So, defeated, and we replace it with another 26. There's only one more 26 remaining. So, in the dim light of the corridor, you inch your way forward. You walk past a half-open door on the west side and cannot suppress a shudder of fear. The room is beyond it is the chamber of questions, and anyone entering always confesses their secrets, even if they have none to hide. Enraged howls ring out from the cell across the way. So, we'll do that. Spend his 2 cards to move on to there. And I need that one there and that one there. It's cool how the map builds out. I love that. In that, like, none of the spots we've been overlap anything else. So something's always visible as you build it out. Let's start this way. Let's have Kasich do it. Total chaos reigns in the corridor. The prisoners are jostling to get out as quickly as possible. Only the strongest and stinkiest are seeming to prevail. You must take one of the following actions. So I can only use 1 card, but need 1 success to sneak, or I can punch my way through. I'm going to punch my way through. That is what I'm better at. That is 3. That is a fair amount right there. I needed 2 successes. I would have drawn 4 just to increase my odds. I did not get it. So, I meet my match and I take a damage. I'm down to 18. And a red bordered one, by the way, in case you were wondering. Everybody can get involved with that, so I could have picked somebody else to do that interaction. So I accept the consequences. And then from there, I'm now blanking, like, do you fail forward? (16 to 18). All right. So let's see. All right, so he succeeds. We have the compound action. Example. I think it's a new turn. I think it's just something we need to go through. Let's have Arthur try. One auto success. I'm going to draw 3. That is beautifully stacked up there. I do need to roll. That stuck around again. So definitely defeated this. Elbows and fists your way through. And then we take a card 32. You have walked past this room 1,000 times, but have never entered it yourself. What luck! Those who have experienced it have terrible memories, the sort that wake them up at night, drenched in sweat, with eyes wide in terror. Pushing the door open, you look inside the interrogation room. An overturned brazier has spilled its dimly glowing embers all over the floor. An obviously unconscious, obese giant is slumped against a cupboard. Close by, a man is imprisoned by stocks around his neck and wrists. I'm going to go here. We have the giant. I'm actually going to do now number 37. The man's head twists in the stocks. You have spent enough time with the other inmates to know this individual is not from the Citadel. His face still bears the marks of his recent interrogation. He stares scornfully at you, eyes shining with dark malevolence. Is that a sly smile forming on the corners of his blood-stained mouth? Who could he be, and why was he tortured? Was he able to overcome his persecutor? Given his current situation, he is most likely expecting that you will also be asking him a few questions. Let's do a dialogue. This is one of those things where it'd be nice to be playing 2-player, because I can just go through here. The mysterious individual speaks before you can open your mouth. Set me free! Quick, before he wakes up! He urges in a hurried whisper, nodding to the body lying nearby. We're on the same side. If you choose to free the prisoner, read 1. If not, 15. We're just going straight to 1. If he's not from here, I want to free him. You undo the fastenings on the stocks, and the prisoner straightens up and stretches, rubbing his aching joints and arms before drawing strange patterns in the air around him. You're about to ask him to identify himself and what he's doing there when you hear him murmuring something that sounds like an incantation. He turns his palms towards you with a deft movement and unleashes a powerful beam of energy that shoots through the air and sends you hurtling against the wall. Slumped on the cold stone slabs, still in shock, you watch as he strolls nonchalantly out of the interrogation room. So, 2:40, and we're done reading. Dick. Teaches me to be nice to him. Your thoughts are incoherent. You struggle to remain focused. You keep telling yourself, get it together, which is easier said than done. So now Arthur's confused. Immediately after this is revealed, if you're already confused, it's a 1 card for 2 successes. And crack. You look up and see a fissure making its way across the ceiling, stopping halfway. Anxiously, you hold your breath. Huh? False alarm. You can get back to what you were doing. Crack. The fissure suddenly shoots forward, splitting the ceiling in two. A stone block crashes to the floor in front of you, and you have just a moment before the whole thing collapses. So, we're running. I'm going to do 4 to make it much more likely I succeed. Yep. Succeed with flying colors. I managed to escape the room before it cracks. We drop back there. This is gone. And we're pulling out the other 32, which is yellow. That was a close one. As the dust settles, a stone rolls across the floor to your feet. The rubble has almost completely blocked the door to the room, which is now buried under several tons of rock. Anyone in there has probably been reduced to a bloody pulp. Well, I wasn't planning on going back in. Let's listen over here at 43 with Kasich. And that's just a draw out a 43 card. You'll notice I'm putting tons of cards into the past. Not all of them should be going there. There's a specific symbol. I believe it is the... Where is it? Past. Temporary event cards. So anything with this symbol. So this one technically doesn't go into the past. It's just that that one's out permanently. Same with this one. That one does, doesn't, does. So there might be a reason for me to draw some of those back out. We'll see. But we're doing number 43 here. The savage howls grow louder as you approach the cell. Your instinct tells you not to peek in. Your mind urging you to continue forward, but time is running out. But your curiosity gets the best of you. Approaching the cell door, you stop dead in your tracks, mouth agape in horror. A prisoner wearing tattered clothes writhes in the grip of some insanity, screaming and slashing at his flesh. His skin is taut over a network of dark veins that are slowly dispersing black sap through his body. You're familiar with this affliction, caused by the spines of the blood flower. To know this poor devil is done for. To know that this poor devil is done for. All it would take is one push to end his agony. So 6 cards for 1 success to push him off the edge. We are not going to do that. That's so much. I'm going to have to spend like another 5 health over here to get Arthur moving. And Arthur's going to flip this one over. You're out of breath. Do you continue on as best you can? We're going to take a 13. Assuming that means I got multiple 13s in here. Whole bunch of 13s. These all get shuffled together. Lady Luck is on your side. The old cider always said, if you escape an encounter with a burrower, go to the tavern and play dice. The cards or cards while fortune is smiling. So not all of them are that. There are a few that would have you be jinxed, which would have their own negative effect. I'm going to drop all of these guys back in. I get to add 3 cards. We're dropping 34 in on top of that. So, where's my 34? You notice people gathering at the far end of the gallery. Several very agitated prisoners are standing at the top of the stairs leading out to the sacred grove. You overhear a few snippets of conversation. So I will do that. It's free 2, of course, over there. And so, looks like there's a combat or something over here on this 24 or this 27. Let's do the 27 first. Several prisoners jostle each other in confusion on the landing, where, just moments ago, there was the only staircase leading down to the garden level. We're doomed. We're worse off than a Wurzel in a field of carniflowers. Shut up, Liam. You're as cowardly as you are ugly. Have you seen what's left of Mance? He was an arm's length away from making it. An arm's length. So then this card is banished. We do have an additional banished card. And we go to dialogue option 10. Huh. There's a glossary in here. Cool. You stand in the middle of the group to make sure everyone hears you. I can be authoritative, diplomatic, or a jokester. I'm going to be authoritative. I don't plan on dying here. Clear the way so I can get a running start. The prisoners are too worried about their own fates to bother with you. They shove you violent. Be a good lad and scram. And be quick about it or you'll be getting lost worse than a running jump. There's no willingness on their part to lend you a helping hand. Take 27 and return the dialogue book. He's too small. He can't make it. This one connects down here. I'm just going to forego that. It looks like I'm headed this way. So let's see what 24 is going to be. That one everybody's going to have to do. A large section of the staircase has collapsed, and everyone hoping to reach the stairs leading down will now have to leap across the gaping chasm. The task seems as difficult as it is dangerous, given the broken, disjointed corpses lying below. Only one character may get involved in the following action. So I need 2 cards for 2 successes. I'm going to spend 6. 6 will be down to 5 to get back another 12. There we go. That was a perfect amount. Shuffle that up. Arthen is going. Do I have anything that would help? Not really. I'm going to go 5 cards here. I'm going big because I think I'm getting towards the end of this. I want to see if I can make it. I can only use 2 cards to get 2 successes. So that wasn't an issue, but I'm glad I spent what I... No, I guess 2 cards would have done the trick. So I leap and move that out of the way and grab now card 41. Taking the stairs 4 at a time, you finally emerge into open air, and staring incredulously at the gaping hole in the torn citadel has torn the citadel asunder. A huge heap of boulders have submerged a large portion of the sacred grove. Panicked prisoners scramble about through the clouds of dust. I'm over here, and now I'm going to spend a bunch. I'm going to spend at least 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm going to spend 7. I'm just going to take all of them back, so I'll adjust that number real quick here. Let's do 5. 5 here. Again, I want to see if I can do it. Get to 2 out of my 3. I smash, crash, land, take 3 damage. So it is a fail forward this time. It specifies when it's a fail forward, it looks like. And I get a 3. You are injured. I don't have my 1 anymore. So I can do 1 card to try and get 4 successes. I'm just going to stick with that injury on me. Right now, that is my best plan. As messed up as that is. So I've made it over here. I have all my fighting stuff. There's a map symbol here and an investigate symbol. The other spot, the map symbol, I just want to know the wording. So go see, visit, and the I, spot or observe. Let's go see and visit over here. Cost a card, we're going to do it with Kasich and get number 47. So remember, like every time you play this, you will be going through this opening scenario. It will be more obviously optimized as you go, because you'll probably just hit up a few spots that you want to. A gust blows through the breach that has cleaved the Citadel's outer wall in 2. You're only a couple hundred steps away from freedom. As you quicken your pace, a broken body crashes to the floor in front of you. A gigantic tree bristling with skulls is on a killing spree, frantically cutting down the escapees as they attempt to scale the rubble. Behind you, the cells collapse, one after another, removing any possibility of retreat. You take the only option, or your only option is to take on the enormous clawed branches of the monstrosity standing between you and your freedom. You thought the most difficult part was behind you. So, 4, 6, I'll need both of these, and 4. I'm going to do the flail. So the flail looks interesting for this because as long as I get 3 symbols, I can get 2 successes on there. It reduces the number of cards I need to draw. I'm still going to go fairly hard with this. We're going to go 4 cards. Did I get the number? I got the number of symbols I needed. So I believe this then... I'm trying to figure out how this works for sure, because I failed. So I don't think that ticks down. So I think I maybe was doing that wrong last time. How am I going to get 4? I mean, I can do it. I can get 4 on 2. But right now, I'm taking 2 damage, which is rough. But I do have this. I got to keep my flail, so I'm going to go again. Draw 4 here. Or 5. Let's do 5. Alright, so I have the symbols. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Should clear out that one because it's a 4 difficulty, so reduces it by that. That seems off to me. Actions difficulty. Or it's just that's a 2. So I would have taken it down 2 notches already, but either way, from what I can tell, that would have defeated that one. And then we're actually going to have the big man come in here. He has more health. Classic. Ow. Was there anything I guess I wanted to use? Nothing this time. So, according to how I've been doing it, I knock it down by 1. I get to keep one of these cards, which I'll quickly just block this one to return 5 cards here. And then lose 2 cards. And I get to keep one of the ones that I picked here. Let's do determination. We're going to use determination. Come after him again. I do need to shuffle this up. Just going to do 3 this time. I have 2. Ow. This is a battle of attrition at this point. So that one's gone away. So I'm going to use this ability now. I'm going to use this one to get something goes back here. Add it to my hand. I guess determination again. Let's do it again. Let's just do 3 cards here. 1, 2, 3 with determination. That takes out that one. I do take 2 damage from that. That kind of sucks. I need to watch again because I'm 98% sure I'm doing this wrong. But it's still not going well for me, so I can pull a card back. Now I'm down to my final one. 1+ card. Need 4 successes. I'm going to spend 3. I had the axe over here. Flail. I'm going to go all the way down to 1 to add 2 more. To add more cards to the deck. Add 4 more. So, I do get 2 here, and I do have 1, 2, 3 symbols there. That actually gets me to 4 in one fell swoop, and I have 1 health, and almost no cards left anywhere else. What's coming next? 40. Ooh, read dialogue 40. There we go. This may be ending this session, and if so, then we'll go back to the main book. The tree recoils, folding up its long, gnarled branches into a sort of protective cocoon. You hesitate for a precious second, fearing a ruse, but the abomination remains immobile. You are certain you have defeated it. Hurrah! The survivors cheer you, raising their makeshift weapons and fists in support. Hurrah! With one last effort, you clamber up the mount of rubble that stands between you and escape. And we get to go back to new beginnings. I'm going to make myself big again. Because we're no longer on the board. We're going to be wrapping up here. I got my section to read over here, a couple pages. And then, I love this artwork. Some time to go. You may not take any actions until the game invites you to do so. You emerge from the ruins of the Citadel, leading a small group of haggard survivors. For the first time, in as long as you can remember, you are able to see across the desolate land stretching beyond the walls of the Citadel. Behind you, your cell collapses with a deafening crash. Dusty and ghost white, the last prisoners emerge from the Citadel. You have no idea what awaits in the world before you, but whatever it is, you will face it in freedom. Over the last few hours following your escape, you have regained your strength. When you wake from sleep, a multitude of emaciated faces look at you hopefully, as if expecting you to take charge. Each unconscious player gains 1 life point and regains consciousness. Return all cards with the keyword weakness or temporary. Weakness and temporary. There we go. And it's a temporary weakness. Discard all cards in hand. Unblock all item and hand cards. Shuffle the discard pile to the action deck. I'll do that later. Gazing beyond the crowd of survivors, you notice that the sky is clear. The clouds of dust that usually betray the pernicious actions of burrowers seem to have disappeared. Could it be that the conflict has reached a turning point? If so, the surrounding land should be safe enough for you to explore and search for some answers. However, it would be suicide to set off without preparation or equipment. You need to get organized. Clearing your throat, you prepare to speak to the crowd, but nothing comes out. Who are you to command the people? Birthday. So, state of play. Birthday of your community. Take a Citadel leaflet. Grab a pencil. On the community page, name your community. We're going to name our community Darmoth. All one word. And write down the name of each player taking place. So there's a few things that will come up here. Each player. So I guess that's me, but I'm also going to put down Kasich and Arthen. I don't have the Where is Walda anywhere on here. Apparently, you can get a Where is Walda, which is hilarious. So we have the unconscious Taja. We're going to go into dialogue 12 here. This dialogue book is good. It could be a touch better. And when I say a touch better, I mean that if it told me on the page, like up here or down here, really down here is where I'd be looking, I think, tell me the dialogue, it's range 1 to 9 on this page. We're going for 10. Ugh. I'm going to have to get a card up here a ways. I will in a second. Not 10. 12. Taja gradually comes to. She sits up with a grimace, but does not seem to recognize you. Bashante. What happened? She stammers as she sees the gutted husk of the Citadel. The shock is so great that you fear for a moment she will faint again. You gently pat her hand as you tell her of your recent adventures. From your manic escape through the collapsing building to your epic confrontation with the frantic tree. If I understand properly, then I owe you my life, my freedom, she says in a faltering voice. As if to change the subject, she calls out to a gardener she knows. Hey, Baal, how many survivors are there? Without even giving her time to respond, Taja grabs Baal by the arm and begins assessing the group's chances of survival. Taja is esteemed by all and will be a valuable asset when it comes time. So, two things happen here. We go up on our influence by 1, and we're going to grab 2 99s. Hope Reborn. Hope Reborn. We have another Hope Reborn. If available, you're going to be banishing a card here. Son of a bitch. I need slightly more cards to fill out this one. 4, 3 9. Banish it without looking at it, which, just makes me want to look at it. I banished it. Didn't look at it. It was a good boy. One season has passed. Under the destroyed canvases, piled up against a rampart in a gutted alcoves, the survivors approach their breaking point, torn by the tension and hunger. You have no choice but to present them with a project full of promise. Something to occupy their hands and minds, and above all else, fill their bellies. With the help of a couple bullocks, and a cart that survived the collapse, you are able to gather the materials needed to set up a makeshift camp, right in the middle of the sacred grove. You begin planting a vegetable garden that soon provides an abundance of fruit and vegetables. What sweet irony, as the Necker Druids had forbidden their consumption. Sowing, building, not a day passes without you and your people being consumed by this vast undertaking. Little by little, hope is reborn. Check 2 boxes on production. Check 2 boxes on the buildings page. So I can pick, it seems like, most things, but there are a number of them. When you check we're going to do a watchtower and grain silo, which in turn, on this front page, gives me a defense and another production. Take 2 99 cards. Hope Reborn. We're up to 5. At the end of another day's work, you contemplate what has been accomplished, what you've accomplished. The dwellings extend well beyond the Citadel's walls. Soon the common room will be filled with lively conversation and laughter. All of this in a little less than a cycle. As the last ray of sunshine disappears, you have to face the reality that, in spite of all this, by scavenging the remains of your former prison, it's not living like this is not sustainable. But does not displease those held captive for too long to ever fully embrace freedom again. Your meager resources no longer meet your needs of your ever-expanding community, swollen by births and arrival of too many refugees who lost house and home in the reversal. One morning, Walton arrives at your tent with a broad smile. "We found some ground shivers in the ruins of the Citadel. They'll enable us to venture into the collapsing lands. If you give me time, I think I can make more." So we can find out more about burrowers, the reversal, and the ground shivers. Since your escape, you have kept watch on the horizon, wondering about the reasons of the upheavals, pondering what lies beyond and what might emerge. You are drawn to the buildings standing out at nightfall, and the tiny lights shimmering in the depths of the night. There is life out there, a world to be discovered and lifted from the rubble. Once again, you have provided the initiative by sending a small group of volunteers to scout the surrounding area. Your responsibilities at the camp forbid you from exposing yourself unnecessarily. For now. Take card 25. Don't know why I had that little bit in there. The scouts return after a few days, bearing interesting news. Flip this and slip it into slot row B, column 3 of the world map. Then read the dialogue, whose number you see on top of the left-hand corner. We're not going to do that tonight. B, column 3, please be, okay, it's that side. I'm just going to put it in like so. That way I'll remember it's coming up. This is durable, but it's too thick. It's not pliable enough. Soon you will venture further than you have ever gone before, discovering the world's many mysteries. You may now take actions again. You must immediately take the think action on each of your Hope Reborn cards. You're ready to set off again. So, what that's going to do with the Hope Reborn is there's this little map. And each of these things around this center point does something. You build out from the center. So we have 5 of them. We're going to start with the middle one. Then I could start constructing buildings. So, first off, there is something that happens. We have our huge stack of random skills. And we're pulling out these advanced skills. Telekinesis, muscular. You're taking muscular. You're taking skillful. The rest go back. So I'm going to do one. I'm going all in on buildings. I spent all 5. I got 4 more build points. And I'm going to do the mill fully and the form. Which, if I'm reading that correctly, gives me another production and a knowledge. So we're starting to progress there. Now we've completed this, we return all the cards from the past, then choose one of the available threat booklets. If you prefer to adventure later, choose an available threat book, write the title down on the community page. We're going to do the Drums of Desolation. Take a 7 card and return this introductory scenario. What's a 7? I'm just going to pull this 7 out so it is separated. And I'm going to wrap up for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I am having an absolute blast with this. I'm going to make sure I'm getting those combat rules right. I really hope I was doing it close-ish. I was down to 1 hit point and 3 hit points, so I feel like I was doing it fairly right. I'm going to pack up these cards now, and then in a week's time, next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time approximately, I'm going to play through the start of Drums of Desolation. So join me for that, and hopefully it's going to be a good time. With that, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this content, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I got the combat slightly wrong. I will go figure that out. If you notice another rules issue, let me know. My goal is to play an entertaining game, not be perfect on the rules, but I do always want to improve. And as I pack up here, let me know what games you might be interested in seeing played going forward. I think I know which game I'm going to be playing next. That might even be an every other week on Monday nights, playing through Primal, because my copy of Primal comes tomorrow. There may even be a bonus stream, not this weekend probably, but sometimes coming up soon, to play through all of Primal, or to paint Primal. That's also a big thing that I want to do as well. But let me know your thoughts on that, or what other games you think that would be fun to see. I think I know which one I'm going to be doing next week, but you'll have to wait until Monday to find that out. If you want to check out more of the content that I do, definitely check out the videos here on the Malts and Meeples YouTube channel. But there's also the link for nerdologist.com down in the description below. That's going to be where I write about all sorts of nerdy things. Mainly board game, though anime, manga, books, writing, D&D, plenty of things to check out over there. And if you're interested in Marvel comics, Marvel movies, shows, anything Marvel, I have a Marvel podcast, 10 Minute Marvel, that you can find wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcast from. But again, thank you so much for watching, and bottoms up.